Hello, everybody. We are back once again with a little bit of an interesting news today, but well, news wouldn't be the right thing. I did a poll a couple of days ago. I let it stay there for a week on Twitter and on YouTube. The YouTube folk were a little bit more engaged in this one. So I thought it would be a very good time to discuss this before TGS starts, which is in approximately 2 days, slightly more than 2 days. And yeah, TGS they already started to promote the fact that yeah the demo's there, yeah you'll get a pin for it. So the pin is confirmed. You can indeed get the pin. If I could bring it up real quick, but yeah, this is the pin that you get if you play the demo at TGS, Tokyo Game Show. You just it's just a participation award. It's a collector's item. It's rare. I don't think you'll find these anywhere else. So yeah, you play the demo at TGS, you get this. So cool item to have. And yeah, Hyrule Warriors and Ninja Gaiden 4 and Neo 3 are gonna be at Tokyo Game Show. Sorry. Um, that said, the main thing I wanted to talk about was this today. I said, "Hey, how do you guys would feel about a game mode, which is like Ultimate Ninja? Ultimate Ninja has been a thing before in 3, and all it was a glorified Master Ninja where you fight the strongest tiers of enemies all the time, and in double the waves. So it's twice the numbers of whatever Master Ninja had, and you also take more damage and more. They have a lot more health. So yeah, and some enemies are speed up, like they actually are faster on Ultimate Ninja. So it was by all means the hardest thing you could do. I wouldn't say it's the hardest difficulty of all the like it is claimed to be a step above Master Ninja, but I still think Master Ninja on Sigma and like OG2 and even Black in certain areas is much harder than Ultimate Ninja. But that could just be me. It is like a difficulty varies between people, but it's not the focus. We're just talking about Ultimate Ninja being a different thing than health and damage numbers up. I wanted Ultimate Ninja to be a unique difficulty where you have high enemy density in each encounter for Ninja Gaiden 4 as a DLC. NG is a Koei Tecmo game, and there are masses of making Warrior and Muso games. The Dynasty Warriors and like Samurai Warriors, Warriors Orochi. Like most of the Warriors, even the One Piece games, if you've ever played One Piece Pirate Warriors, like they are Koei Tecmo games. So yeah, and the baseline would be like enemies would have normal HP, so they're squishy. There's a lot of them, but they're squishy. They would do approximately around hard mode and normal mode damage. So by the time you have all your health upgrades and all your techniques, this shouldn't really be a problem unless you really slip up. And like 10 times the number of enemies on screen is like a, you know, baby situation. You probably can't do that. You can't have like 10 ogre samurais on screen, right? Like that would be like insane, especially if they all attack at the same time or just space their attacks. Probably would never have it get in. But approximately, the if you guys played, some of you have, a lot of you actually said it. It's like Legendary Dark Knight and Devil May Cry. Devil May Cry 4 and Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition had these, and 4 Special Edition, of course. I think 4 only had it on PC, if I remember correctly. So, yeah. Legend Dark Knight has been a thing. And I think PC was the only thing that can handle it on the original DMC4. But yeah, so what I wanted to talk about was how would we balance something like this potentially? Well, for starters, the first thing I brought up, the most important things are these 3 points. The most important one being the enemies have to be squishy. Why do they have to be squishy? Because they are deadly. And I'll just play something in the back so you guys have something to look at. The new gameplay dropped, so cool stuff. Um, I do want to talk about this too, but I'll just save it till TGS because there's a lot of things I want to gloss over at this footage. Now that I can hear Yakumo and the sound effects, a lot of things opened up in the same clip we've seen before. So, but anyways, back to the main point. I'll leave this for a different video after TGS. Is that enemies have to be squishy, and there needs to be a higher than normal delim rate on this mode, on this hypothetical Ultimate Ninja mode, which is just the Warriors mode. Which again, it's not copying Legendary Dark Knight. It's just doing what Koei Tecmo is good at. It's their signature genre. It's I know Ninja Gaiden is like people think it's Koei Tecmo. No, it's like Warriors is their thing. Warrior. They have so many Warriors games than Ninja Gaiden IPs. But yeah, so essentially it would be like high dealing rate. So like any hit you do has a really high chance of dealing an enemy, so you can get rid of them faster, right? Essence should absolutely just be a normal drop rate. Essence should I don't think Essence should be touched in this game. Because the way so far I've seen Essence work on this game is that every enemy has a high chance of dropping it, of course. It's like almost guaranteed. But if you kill enemies with UTs, they don't drop it. And I think they did that to prevent people from UT spamming in like Ninja Gaiden 2. Because in Ninja Gaiden 2, every edition of it, you can UT spam for days. You kill with UT, you get more essence. You know, that's the thing. And that's why in Ninja Gaiden 3, they try to balance it by overcorrecting it so much that doing a UT was just bad unless you had Bloody Rage going, which was it's bad. Like I'm not gonna defend that mechanic. Like it's cool that it does 3 times the damage normally, but the fact that UT is completely like out of the question for you unless you just want to cheese something, because like the charge time in 3 is the longest out of all the games because you have 3 levels to it as well. So yeah. So I think Essence should maybe drop on UT kills, but I prefer it if it doesn't in this hypothetical Ultimate Ninja mode. And every other thing, like Fatal Flashes drop Essence if you just get it correctly and all that. All those things should stay. I think the way they've balanced Essence in this game is really good in the fact that it rewards you for being proficient, but also you cannot abuse it, which I think is a really good medium to have in a game like this, right? And the other thing being the enemy density. I think the enemy density should be um depending on the tier of the enemy, it should be around that. You could absolutely take care of 10 of these guys on screen, right? Or even 20 of these guys. They're the basic grunts, right? These are your tier 1 enemies, these are your basic bitches. You can kill these guys no problem. But when it comes to the higher tier enemies, like maybe the big ogre looking DDO commanders or the giant tier 4 enemies, that we'll see later. When I say tier 4, I'm talking about these guys, these dudes. These guys would be considered tier 4 enemies because you cannot juggle them, you cannot launch. You can launch them, by the way. That's yeah, you can launch them somehow. I forgot if it's showcased here or not, but you can do some stuff with these guys. But they're like they're harder to deal with. I say that as he fatal flashes the other one and just completely one shots him. Like, look at that perfect fatal flash into D-Lim and he's dead. Yeah, they're hard to normally deal with, but if you're skilled, you absolutely get rewarded for it. So, anyways, back to where the video was. I think maybe those guys 4 on screen, or maybe just double those. Double would be fine. So, like, dealing with 4 of those guys might be more manageable than dealing with 10 of them. That one might be very, very daunting, even on a normal difficulty, which this gameplay is a normal difficulty. So, they still ate a lot. Assuming you'll keep your health upgrades and everything, because it's really hinted at that if you finish a difficulty, you'll keep all your upgrades throughout the rest of the game, like all the other difficulties, which is something none of the Ninja Gaidens have ever done. You don't keep all your upgrades throughout difficulties; you have to re-earn them. The only one that lets you keep your upgrade is just chapter challenge, which is different in every game. Like 2 had it that you have to beat the game on the normal mode or whatever difficulty you want to unlock chapter challenge on, right? Like if you wanted Master Ninja chapter challenge, you had to beat the game on new game on chapter challenge. So it means like all your upgrades are set. But if you do chapter challenge, all your upgrades are almost there all the time. So yeah. And in 3, it was whatever upgrades you got doing new game. In chapter challenge, you keep those upgrades, and you have the option to always start a new game with a fresh save or keep your RE upgrades. So, I think in this game, because they have the Death Wish modifier, which resets all your upgrades, I think across all difficulties, you're going to keep all your upgrades. So it's going to be like a traditional Platinum / Ninja Gaiden game. Sorry, Devil May Cry. So like in Revengeance, you kept all your upgrades. In Bayonetta, you keep all your upgrades, and yeah, in Devil May Cry, you whatever difficulty you beat the game on, you keep all your upgrades. So I think that's better for hack and slash than to redo everything all over again. Because these games' replayability comes from the fact that after you unlock all your tools, you wanna study them, you wanna master them, you wanna lab, combo, all that stuff. So it doesn't feel good that you get restarted every time. One of the reasons why I'm not really keen on playing Ninja Gaiden 1 too much, because I know every time it resets your upgrade path, which is traditional gaming back in the day, right? So it's fine. I get it and I understand for the timing, but I don't have to like it. But point aside, um, yeah, enemy density should be, depending on the tier of the enemy, adjust it to be like maybe 10 times, 5 times, or just double. And that could be balanced as long as the game doesn't stutter and the FPS doesn't drop below like 58 frames lowest. Like if it's a lock 60, it should not drop below like 55 frames. That is the lowest I would go personally. So they can probably balance the enemies around like, okay, if you add any more, it's going to be a performance dip, so let's not. They can balance it like that. And that's also a good thing because, the player won't get overwhelmed at the same time of having their inputs drop. So, yeah. And as far as enemy damages go, hard mode would be fine because of like you have healing items in this game, so it shouldn't be a problem for you to like just heal. And because you have a lot of enemies, that means you'll earn a lot of currency to keep buying healing items too. If you just want to get through the challenge or the difficulty instead of trying to do it like, oh, no healing or no item boosts, all that stuff. Those are challenges you can apply to yourself. The game doesn't need to force you to do those. I wish a lot of people understood that a little bit more, but yeah. And unlike conditions for this difficulty could just be beat the game once. Because I don't think it'll be as hard as Master Ninja. I don't think the prerequisite should be, oh yeah, beat Master Ninja to unlock Ultimate Ninja. I don't think so. I think it should just be unlocked after you beat normal mode, or maybe from the get go if we're being brave. But I don't think it should be available from the get go solely due to the fact that it's not the authentic experience. Because you want the player to have the authentic experience. So when you start normal mode on any game, it's pretty much the same as hard mode minus enemy tiers. You don't face new enemies on hard mode if it's available from the get go. You just face stronger variants of them, right? And that's or more of them in an encounter for them, because if you have hard mode accessible from the start of the game, right, and if they show you an enemy, if they throw an enemy at you that usually you'll see at like mission 12, right, and you'll see that enemy pop up in an enemy wave at mission 2, it kind of takes away from that experience, right? So they usually hard mode and normal keep the same enemies, but they might change the quantity of them. So I think because they want to throw so many enemies at you, it's not the authentic experience at all. So it should just be after you beat the game once, you can access this mode. So Ultimate Ninja would be really fun. And if I could come to another balancing factor for this game, for this again hypothetical mode, would be that it should really reward you for doing group kills. Like, how you have the karma counter, right? And I don't know if you earn currency based on those combo counters, because there's two currencies in the game. You have the ninja coins where you buy techniques, and then you have the karma points where you buy weapon techniques. I don't know if I've shared this information. I know I shared it on forums and stuff, but I don't know if I've shared this on YouTube videos. If any of you have heard me say it before, then correct me. But yeah, two different currencies: ninja coins for techniques and karma points for weapon techniques, which is a lot more upgrades. That's why you earn the other currency a little bit faster. So it's good because with ninja coins you buy healing items, so you don't have to make a choice to, oh, do I want more moves or do I want to survive longer? It's like, no, you don't have to make that choice. Ninja coins are there for you to buy your core skills like Izuna's, like Flying Swallow on landing UTs, UT level 3, all that stuff. And then you have your technique points where it's like, hey, unlock more weapon strings. Which kind of makes me wonder, like, hey, have we seen all the weapon strings that Yakumo can do? Or is Yakumo an unupgraded version of him? Because as you can see, he doesn't have his health like leveled up at all either. So this might just be like a naked Yakumo. Might have not seen all his combo strings. Which makes me excited to see the full game. But yeah, getting a little sidetracked. So yeah, again, it's a short video, but as long as the game can run still at 60 FPS, we can just crank enemies in this, right? And one of the main reasons also I think this difficulty is a good idea because the OG Master Ninja on Ninja Gaiden 2 had this as a thing. It was just a Master Ninja, which was, it's little overwhelming for your like pro players sometimes to maintain all these enemies on screen that are constantly bombarding, literally bombarding you, uh, kunais, explosive kunais, or just slashing away at you. And the balancing factor for that was again they were kind of squishy. They get dealing pretty easy, so there was a balancing factor, and I think it'll be fair because the OG two fans have been a little depraved. Sorry, not depraved. Deprived, not depraved. Deprived of that enjoyment they got a couple of years back, right? Because no other Ninja Gaiden has actually done the horde mode density of OG2 on Master Ninja, and it kind of sucks. I think the only thing that came close to it was after they patched Ninja Gaiden 2 Black on the staircase. You fight approximately, I think, 200 enemies, or is it 100 enemies there? I think, yeah, I think you fight 70 normal ninjas on Master Ninja, and 30 claw ninjas pop up afterwards. Those numbers might be completely wrong, but it's approximately around that number. Yeah, I think that's the closest we came to it, but it's just one encounter during one mission, right? So it's kind of like not quite exactly what they deserve. So to give that group of old players that enjoyment back, I think the Ultimate Ninja might be a really good chance for that thrill to come back. Because high density Ninja Gaiden is a very cool thing, and I'm really sad that it's not present more often. And the closest thing was the staircase in 2 Black and Ultimate Ninja and Ninja Gaiden 3, but yeah, it again. I love Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge more than anybody should, but I cannot defend that game's Ultimate Ninja at all, especially with the way enemies are designed after the your first runs. A lot of inconsistencies in enemy behavior, so Ultimate Ninja on that game just feels like those bad things are amplified. So yeah, probably not the best example of it, but yeah, if they bring this difficulty back, or if they implement this new version of this difficulty that I'm talking about, hypothetically again, it would be cool because this game has everything every game has for the most part, and then some platinum slapped on top of it. So like every Ninja Gaiden is present. This almost Ninja Gaiden 4 almost has the level design of NG1 minus the interconnectedness, right? Because when it comes to exploration, this has more than two so far from the 3.5 missions we've seen. So we've seen chapter 1, we've seen chapter 2, we've seen some of chapter 3, and we've seen chapter 11. This is almost all of chapter 11. Not the whole thing, but this what we're seeing right now is almost all of chapter 11. Some cutscenes are definitely scared. The ending is not there, and we don't know if the start of it is there either. So yeah, it's not. It's of course not. But yeah, that's why I changed the title on my own video because I said full chapter 11, but that was false. It's not the full thing. Thank you for the people that pointed that out about it. I was too swept under the hype to correct that. But yeah, they they can definitely add that difficulty there. Because if they do, then we'll have the again almost level design of 1, right? Then we're gonna have probably a good story as much as 2 was, because I do think story of 2 story is my favorite personally. I think all around there it's kind of better than 1 as well. But again, 1 is a complete game, so it's kind of harder to actually pinpoint that a little bit. I may just restart the video just so people have something to watch while I'm yapping. And the combat of 3 is definitely there. This game plays like Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. It has the speed of it, it has the brutality of it, and it definitely has the gruesomeness of your characters just being like pissed off all the time, which is cool. And just while you have all those 3 in 4, the only thing missing is the OG feel of 2, Ninja Gaiden 2. And I think they should do that. I honestly think they should, as a DLC, hopefully free, or just an update, whatever you want to do it as, update or DLC, hopefully free. I also want reused weapons to be free additions they'll add later on. I don't blame him for charging for it, mainly because of the fact that I'm just aware of the effort, time, and money it takes to create these things. So I'm not gonna be like, yeah, they should absolutely give these things out for free, even though it takes like 4 or 5 months to create one weapon to work in the game. Like, I don't think that's fair. But I'm looking at it as a developer viewpoint, and I can't help it. As a fan, of course, I want everything to be accessible free all the time. But as a developer, because I've been in that position, I'm kind of My perspective is not fan pure. I always have a little bit of bias towards like, well, like devs put a lot of effort into these stuff. They deserve to get, you know, a paycheck for it. Not that you buying it gives us direct paychecks. It's just, it's the thing. It's the way things are now. If the company is not making money off of it, then they don't let us do work on it, which means at the end of the day you don't get anything as fans. It kind of goes, if you're paying for it, company's making money, then company wants to invest into it, so we work on it and we deliver it to you. It goes like a triangle. Very rare cases where that triangle is met with like, yeah, we'll just work on it, here you go for free, enjoy it, right? I don't think NG is going to do that because it doesn't have like a live service method of it, but I just wish it did. But I also understand if they want to charge for it. Whole different discussion. Getting a little sidetracked, but yeah, that difficulty will be awesome. I know a lot of you are down for it by the look of it, but I'm not going to ignore. I'm not going to ignore the fact that 6% of you on Twitter and 8% of you on YouTube are not down for it. Um, I would like to know why you wouldn't like something like this as an addition, right? And I've already said I wanted. I know someone pointed out exactly why I said I wanted as a DLC and not a base feature is because I don't want any trophies tied to it. I definitely don't want any trophies tied to it because, you know, if you're going for that platinum, if that difficulty is badly designed, you're gonna hate that run. So yeah, hopefully as an addition because Ultimate Ninja was always an addition too. When it was on OG3, so after Vanilla 3 got patched. So yeah, I think that should be how they go about it. And yeah, but that aside, there's gonna be the outro part of the video. I'm gonna make this very short. TGS is coming up, right? So demo's gonna be there, and no more videos till TGS. I will whatever if I see anything Ninja Gaiden, I will immediately cover it. That's the plan. The hopes are demo at the very top of my list. I just want a demo publicly for everybody at home. Two being I want more Ryu. Three being and this the reason why this is three is because I don't think it'll happen. Three being Ryu's weapons. I want to see a sign of life. I want to see concept art of the scythe, of the claws, of the dual sword, the talons. Like I already said, the claws twice, but yeah. And number four, which is highly possible, but I just care for it a little bit less than the other three. And when I say less, I mean like if demo is 100%, weapons or Ryu is 99% care, 0.9, and then weapons are 99.8, and number four being the girls. I want more characters in the game of four right now, Ninja Gaiden 4, and I think the girls are missing. Momoji and Ayane should definitely be there. Ayane for sure. Ayane's been in every Ninja Gaiden, and on two occasions she's been playable. So, and considering how vicious the girls are in 3, I 100% want to see the chicks. I want to see Momoji, I want to see Ayane, and I definitely 100% want to see Rachel. I miss Rachel, and I want Rachel to have a touch up, a modern touch up of her character in, as a Ninja Gaiden 4 and 3 character. And Kasumi was just badass. I love her brutality, so yeah, show her too. I don't care if she's like a side character, but she can just have a cutscene, just chilling in the back or something again. I'll be fine with that. But yeah, the girls should be there at the very least. Like bare minimum, Momoji and Ayane should be shown at some point, which I'm sure they will. Like you can't have something about the Dark Dragon and it being sealed and Momoji wouldn't be involved. Like they have a new shrine maiden introduced, so most likely Momoji's gonna be involved in some case. Probably gonna help her out, or maybe Sayori is bad. Maybe Momoji will cleanse her or something. But anyways, spoiler territory. Hello, cat. With that said, I'm going to end this, and I'll see you guys at TGS, where I'm. I have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning to cover that. So, if I'm going to sound tired, I apologize, but I'll definitely be excited. So, with that said, I hope you guys have a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and night. Take care, people. See you all very soon.